welcome back to Y&R Update. It's Paul. I'm going to jump right into things. First of all, we start out in this episode with Kane and Lauren having a chat. Now, Kane's come over to Michael's office, and he and Lauren have a chat. They talk about cancer. They talk about how it's affected both their spouses and the changes in Michael, and not before Michael shows up. Michael shows up, and he is, you can tell he's agitated. The room looks sort of somber, and he wastes no time in finding out why Kane is there. Now, Kane tells him he's there to revoke Jill's reign on Chancellor. He lets him know that he was under duress when he signed the papers and agreed to make her the head of the company because he was being blackmailed by Colin. Now, Michael, adeptly reminds him that he's in a weird position because Jill is his sister-in-law, and it really puts him in an awkward position. But Kane still wants to go ahead with this and right what he thinks is a wrong. We have Hillary. Now, Hillary really wants to help Neil, but she can't show her cards, so every time she shows up, she does upset the family. And she shows up again and upsets Lily and Devon. They really want to know what the heck she's up to. They do realize that she's right in that Neil does need their help. They don't want her to have any part of it. Neil feels the same way. And we also see him have a run-in with Hillary as well, as she's waiting for him outside Paul's office at the police station, and she tries to convince him, but he's not having any of it. As far as Paul and Christine go, we do get to see Neil apologize and take full responsibility for what he did, but it's not really doing anything for his case because Christine is out for blood. In fact, not only does she not accept his heartfelt apology, but she kind of turns on Paul because she sees Paul is sympathetic to Neil's cause. She turns on him, and she lets him know that she's not able to have children anymore, and she really wants to put all her energy towards making him pay for what he did. She's going so far as to bring in a new ADA because she can't try the case. Now, this guy Winston that she's brought in, apparently he's a pit bull, and she wants him to rip Neil to shreds. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. It's a crazy episode. We also we see Victor tell Phyllis that he is intent on getting control of Jabot, which does not sit well with her. I mean, she reminds him of what happened in the past when he did take control of Jabot. But Victor, you can't get one over him. He turns around and he reminds her not only did he save her life, but he saved Jack's life. He quickly reminds Phyllis that Jabot's doing quite well on their profit statement and that he's going to try to get control. He later tells Nikki that Jack is going to be in a position soon where he's going to be begging Victor to take the company off of his hands, and I'll let you know that he's setting up Jack for something horrible. And more news comes along those lines when Jack and Phyllis want to know what has gone on with Kelly. So Victor tells Kelly initially that he's got people looking. He tells Phyllis that he's got people looking for Kelly, but what happens is we end up finding out that, according to Victor, and he's got photographic proof that Kelly's committed suicide, and he shows Phyllis a picture of Kelly that's a morgue picture, and she looks dead. Now Phyllis returns to the Abbott house, and she shares the news with Jack. But not before we see Jack talking to his father. The ghost of John Abbott has appeared, and we see, one of the typical father-son sessions where Jack is taking responsibility for what he did, but he's also beating himself up because of what he did to Kelly and what got her to that point, and how he handled Phyllis as well. He gets a lot of sympathy from his father, and he tells him that, not to be so hard on himself. So it's a real tough one there. We also see Kane try to talk to Michael about his cancer, but Michael's going through a tough time. He's not having any of it. So much so that he turns on Lauren as well, who's trying to lighten things up with them, and he's not having any of it. Eventually he walks away from Lauren, and you can tell he's pushing her away. And one of the last things that happened is, we see the return of Leslie Michelson. Now, Devon and Lily have brought her back to help Neil out in this case. And it's awkward at first, and Neil does not want her help, but eventually they end up reasoning with him, and Neil agrees to let Leslie defend him. So it was quite the episode. And even the teaser for the next episode looks really great. I don't want to get into that. We'll let you, wait for a while until we see what's going on. But I want to thank you guys all for checking us out. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.